Good news, everyone. This episode of Flipper Flicks is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. We recently joined as a member, and you can too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Cue the singing giraffes! Hi, welcome back to Flipper Flicks, a podcast where we review movies and, we chat about them and we have a good time. I'm Sam, and we know we just met you, and this is crazy. But here's our Labyrinth. We stole your baby.
That's pretty good.
I stole it from a meme.
No, you didn't. Nah, you made that up, right?
Yeah, totally.
I definitely thought you were like, you had like a question mark. You're like, we review movies? I was like, I guess?
It's somewhat. We kind of just talk about it. We don't even.
Does that
we're
count?
We're just like Google. Let's be real.
Right? Yeah.
We have like four. What is it? 4 ratings or something. Like 0%, 33%, 66%,
Right.
or 100%.
Mine is like a thumbs up, thumbs down, right? Like
Yeah,
there's no,
basically.
like,
We don't get real in depth on it.
yeah.
Well, it's a 7.3 out of 10.
Nah.
That's too much effort.
Nah, not me, bruh.
Well, I guess I'm next with the social media. I'm Tim, and we are on the social platforms. Some are known as Instagram, others is Twitter, at FlipperFlix. That's where you can find us. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and other podcasting platforms, but there's so many that I'm not going to sit here and name them all.
Ooh, will you though? In one episode, can we have a bonus
Honestly,
episode of Tim just reading podcasting?
I will do that.
platforms?
I will do that in one episode. Yeah. just like 20 minutes straight. It's probably longer than that. We have a website. It's flipperflix.wixsite.com/home, and we post our episodes every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We give a lot of little goodies and stuff on our Instagram and Twitter and whatnot for you to check out and see what we may have watched for the week. A couple memes here and there, so check it out.
Yeah. We might make you vote on random shit that doesn't matter. Who knows,
Yeah,
man?
like hot dogs.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like what brand of hot dog is
We did
that?
do
But that
that
has
one
to
once.
do with something, It has to do with what
Yeah.
we watch. So,
It's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
All right, so this week we got.
Wait, who even are you? Did you say your name?
I
I'm
did.
not telling you my name.
Oh, Adam didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I ruined it!
Spoiler alert!
You ruined it. This week we got Before Their Time, which is just a play on cult classics because we just didn't. We wanted to be edgy and cool and not call it cult classics.
Yeah.
We wanted to be before our time.
Yeah.
This movie that we got this week is Labyrinth, the 86 classic, cult classic. It's not an actual classic, or is it? I don't know.
Not old enough? How does
No.
that work? How does...
Dude, classic rock is now considered like the
Like
2005.
Okay, so original classic rock is like oldies now?
Yeah,
Or is it just classics?
I don't know.
I'd like to know at what point you become a classic. Like
Right.
what age? Like is
I think
it
it's
like
20.
20? Okay, so
What's
then it's
the
definitely...
age for cars, Tim?
That depends, because, you have your historical cars at like 20 years is like when you get the plates or whatever.
Yeah.
But classics, I wouldn't even consider like cars from the 80s classics. I don't think people talk about them as classics. Classics right now for cars are like the original muscle cars and stuff like that. The old caddies and stuff. Those are all classics. They all have that body style. And it's more of a reference to that than anything, in my opinion. But people love to talk about what's going to be future classics and stuff like that, and it's just all arbitrary. It just...
Time out. Future classics?
Yeah, as in cars that are here now.
It's
Yeah.
just what is
Right.
it? Like,
An
Oxymoron?
there,
Yeah.
that's the word.
Yeah.
The Happening's gonna be a future classic.
Yeah. No, that's going to be a future cult classic.
Yeah, there you go.
You're right.
Probably
Sorry.
will, actually.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I mean, shoot, what was the movie with Mia Jovovich, or I can't say her last name? She said that this movie's going to be a cult classic that we watched.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I remember you saying that, but I don't remember what movie it was.
Yeah, I don't either.
We trashed it, I'm pretty sure.
We did. We did. I was like, no, not Mortal Engines. But anywho, so Labyrinth.
Potential classic, but definitely a cult classic.
Yeah.
Definitely a cult classic. Because everybody on the internet's like, oh my god, it's so good.
Right.
But it didn't do well. Because like Fight Club is a cult classic. You would be like, oh, but everybody loves that movie. Not when it went to theaters.
So there you go.
This movie is about a teenage Sarah. Yes, teenage Sarah, because that insinuates there's an adult Sarah in it later. But there's not. Teenage Sarah journeys through a maze,
Wait a minute.
question mark, to recover her baby brother from a goblin king. So that also insinuates that there are multiple goblin kings out there, and it's not just a single goblin king.
Truth.
I might just rip this.
And a maze is different
Yeah.
than a labyrinth,
Yes,
right? So,
it
like,
is.
why wouldn't you just say labyrinth?
Right.
A maze is a complex branching puzzle that includes choices of path and direction. So I would agree that this is a maze because she could choose her direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While a labyrinth is a unicursal. I don't. That's just that was period there, and it has only a single non-branching path which leads to the center.
Okay.
So a labyrinth is just a single path, and there are no choices.
Right.
Which makes me believe that this is a maze,
That is true.
but it's called Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on that note, expectations. Let's go with Sam first.
I was pumped. So like back when movie theaters were open and people went there regularly, they would show like Fathom events, right? I think it's AMC that does the Fathom events or whatever. And this one was always on there. Like once a year, they at least had a Fathom event where they were talking about this movie. And I was always pumped because they would be like, Jim Henson. And I'm like, Jim Henson's cool with his Muppets and all that
Love
shit.
Jim Henson.
Yeah, he's good. And then I was just always intrigued by the fact that they just, like, got David Bowie to just, like, do this shit.
Do Bowie stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm just, so, I always kind of had it on my list, but I was like, I don't know. But I was pumped to finally have a reason to watch it.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
No, I was excited. It's something I had never seen. I actually had never really heard of it. And Adam said it was supposed to be good when he picked it, so I was like, "Sweet, good movie." And I hope it.
I would hope that
Right.
cult classics are good.
And
Oh, that's true.
right, yeah. And then what did we watch this on? Amazon? I don't even remember.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
It had the good ratings, so I was like, sure, why not? And I didn't really read the reviews or like synopsis or whatever because I don't do that. I didn't watch any trailers.
You just saw David Bowie looking like David
Yeah,
Bowie.
I will say, and I don't know why, but David Bowie creeps me the fuck out. He just always has, and it's just weird. Like, he just creeps me out. So, I don't know. I was ready to watch it, but yeah, that was, he fits as the Goblin King or whatever you want to go.
He's a weird dude.
He's a weird dude.
Did Tim, watch this movie as a child and it scar him or something?
I've never seen this movie.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm sure there are people that did watch this as a
Right.
kid and did get a little scarred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for me, I just have heard all over the internet, oh, Labyrinth is so good. Labyrinth is so good. And I'm like, Pan's Labyrinth? And it's always like, no. Not the scary Spanish one.
Yeah.
The English one.
The David Bowie sparkle
David Bowie.
one.
Yeah, sparkle.
Right.
So I was pretty excited because, I don't know, it looked interesting. And then I saw that it was a musical and I was like, nice. David Bowie did all the music himself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
He wrote it himself
Yeah.
and everything.
Is that why it didn't fit at all? Anyway, continue.
I was going to say, can we touch on that quickly? Like, the fact that it's a musical.
Spoilers!
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like a musical.
It doesn't.
I don't know. Earth Girls Are Easy was a musical.
It felt more like a David Bowie way too long music video. But
Yeah.
it was just weird.
He signed on 2 months before they started doing everything.
Yeah.
He was like a late addition.
Oh, so who did they have pegged for it originally?
Kevin Kline.
What?
Confusion.
He was like, Jim Henson was imagining that. Then he went to I wanted it to be a rock star, so At one point, he had Sting.
Okay.
And then he landed on David Bowie. And I think that was probably the proper choice for the
agree.
Goblin King.
Yeah,
Albeit, I think Kevin Kline could do it.
I think Kevin Kline could do it, but does that make the musical piece go away? Like,
Yeah, I think that would be gone.
Yeah, probably.
Because that would make more sense. But not that it really ended up as a full musical as we were trying to discuss.
Right.
Like, it's just kind of like, here's some songs when we feel like it.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, right off the bat, you see the Lucasfilm
Yeah.
thing come up, and I'm like, Star Wars plus Muppets? What? I was really excited about that because I mean, this is right when right after George Lucas's the first 3 episodes of Star Wars released. So that's awesome. And then apparently, like, George Lucas took no interviews during, like, the premiere of the movie, so that Jim Henson got the full spotlight. They were best friends.
Huh.
Like,
Does that imply that they're not anymore?
yes, because Jim Henson has passed.
But they could still be best friends.
Oh, well, yeah. But he was like, they were like super like close.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
which makes sense with like Yoda.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean all the aliens in Star Wars. Let's
I
be
was
real.
going to say, I assume, like, the cantina scene and all that.
Yeah, but then we got like the 80s, 90s sitcom music
Yeah.
kept going on. I don't know if you guys noticed that,
Yeah.
but it just was like,
Yeah.
like the guitars strum out of nowhere. I'm like, the
It's like a moody guitar strum.
Right.
It was a moody
Like,
guitar
whenever
strum.
they felt like they could squeak it in
Yep.
for no reason.
And then you got like the whole start is kind of crazy because like you have a computer graphic, like a CGI owl,
Mm-hmm.
first CGI animal ever in a movie feature film.
Really?
Yep,
It actually looked pretty good.
for the mid 80s.
Considering
Hell yeah.
that. Yeah. And
So-
that also kind of explains why it was flying around for so long. Because I
Yeah.
was like,
They're trying to show it off.
yeah, all we're doing is watching an owl fly around. For the credits. And I know, like, they had, what the fuck, like pre-roll credits? Whatever you
Yeah.
want to call them.
It's
Yeah, like,
Tim hates pre-roll
I
credits.
do.
I do too. I think they're fine if they're, like, worked into a scene
Right,
somehow. But
yeah.
this one, like, felt long
When-
because the owl.
Yeah, when they're a part of the movie and you like can like see what's like there's stuff going on or like they're doing something to set something up or just sometimes in a comedy it's just silly shit that's happening. But
Yeah.
Newspapers used all the time.
yeah,
the olden days when it was just all screen text.
they could
for
have literally
20
had her
minutes,
going
but-
through that park she was at in the beginning and like following her
That's
around,
true.
and that would have been more appealing to me than just the blue and whatever colored screen I saw with a bunch of text on it.
I'm just saying, we still have movies that do that. Looking at You Happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's kind of going
So-
away, which is good.
It's good.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, they switched it up to having like the end credit scenes.
Right.
Like those bonus scenes.
Yeah.
That's how they keep you to watch the credits.
Yeah, was the idea of the original credits at the front because, like, nobody would stay?
Yeah,
Probably.
they wanted people to
Okay.
get recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, like, you got to look at every single person. And let's be real, everybody, at least I always look for my last name. I never find it. Nobody in my family's in the movie industry, apparently. Got to be the first.
I don't know. I just like a little more animation than one single owl flying
Yeah.
around. Like,
On a black
should
screen,
he
yeah.
have been doing some things? That would have been preferred.
Right.
But anywho, we digress.
We digress to Sarah running through a field screaming.
Fucking Sarah, man.
Sam, you're not a
Sarah.
Sarah fan?
Why is it always Sarah? They're always
Right?
named Sarah.
It's a basic white girl name.
Oh my.
Did you guys expect me to be a fan of Sarah?
No.
No, you hate every teenager.
Right off the bat. Ugh.
Right? So, like, she's, like, in the park pretending to do the
Like
Labyrinth
Shakespeare, yeah.
scene or book or whatever, and she, like, forgets the line, "You have no power over me." She's like, "Oh, I always forget that line." I'm like, that is not a hard line, girl. Like,
I know.
That's
That's
like a
just
regular
the
sentence.
callback. That's all that is.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sam,
she's
it's a
gonna remember
foreshadow.
that. And blah blah blah. Chekhov's gun. Whatever.
Except she forgets,
forgets
it
it
at least
again.
3
Yeah,
more
she does.
times. Like, why did we need it at the beginning? We could have seen it. Oh, man. Ugh. I don't know. She was freaking weird. That's all I'm going to say. like, when she gets home, right?
He's a butthead.
And her parents are, like, going out on a date or whatever. And so she has to watch her little brother, and he's screaming, and she's just like, oh, yeah, like the goblins, and they'll take you away. And she, like, it takes her, like, 20 minutes to pick up the screaming baby and comfort it. Yeah, it's just, like, she's talking about goblins and shit, and I'm just like, you're so weird, girl.
I know. And, like, the goblins in the background, which was weird, right? Like, I was so confused at first. It was like, they said, I wish the goblins would come and take you away. That's not too hard to say, is it? Like,
yeah.
Well, I think the line was, I wish the Goblin King would come and take you away right now. And so,
probably.
And I'm pretty sure that's what it was, because they were like, that's not the line. You can't say it that way, or something.
Oh, she's gonna say the line?
Did she say it?
Shut up. She's gonna say the line.
Yeah, that was a weird scene, but
I was laughing during the whole part. I'm going to be honest. I thought those goblins were funny.
They were, and I really liked the whole puppet thing, and just to hit on this a little bit, all the characters in it and everything, I loved them. Like, they were fantastic. I don't know, just everything was done really well.
Yeah, like in the one character, D'Artagnan, that was his name, right?
The dog guy?
The dog guy that rode the dog.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, he was the most Muppet-like, or at least he was very Kermit-like.
Yeah.
Because he, like, swung his head back and forth constantly.
He reminded me of, I don't even know if this guy's a Muppet, but now I'm like thinking of it, the rat guy.
Rizzo?
Who has really long ears, and he has like a high voice like this. I can't even, I'm like picturing him, but I can't think of where he's from, and I swear he's like a Muppet character. But he's like a little rat guy. That's who he reminded me of.
It could be Rizzo.
I don't know. That's all I got. But
I mean, I could see Rizzo.
Yeah.
I could see him thinking it was Rizzo. And then I'm blanking on the blue one.
Gonzo.
I was trying. Grover is stuck in my head.
Yeah.
It's not Grover. Yeah, Gonzo's also similar to that. He's the one. He is. I don't know what animal. He is like an alien.
Okay.
Okay. Well, can we just go around and say our favorite Muppets at this point? Because mine's Animal.
It's which one?
Animal, the
Sam's
drum
Animal.
guy.
Oh, you're talking about actual Muppets?
Actual Muppets. Who's your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. What's the garbage dude?
That's Sesame Street.
Yeah, I know. Who's that guy?
We'll allow it. Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar, yeah, he's my favorite. That or Cookie Monster.
Another Sesame Street
I know that's
character.
both Sesame, but I have no idea.
Well, Jim Henson was involved with Sesame Street, so I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've always got a soft spot for Kermit.
I mean, yeah, Kermit's classic, right?
You would like Kermit.
But I also like wow, I just forgot his name. Not Elmo.
Fozzie. You like Fozzie?
I like Fozzie because he's so terrible.
What about Bert and Ernie?
Like his jokes?
Yeah. Bert and Ernie are great too.
I did not grow up on the
go
street.
Through the whole street cast.
I didn't grow up on the street, so
really?
Yeah.
Bert and Ernie are like, they actually kind of remind me of me and you, because like, I'm really grouchy and you're really happy. And
Yeah.
just kind of like that's their whole
But
relationship.
you're shorter than me, so it doesn't work.
Oh,
But Sweetums is always great.
yeah, he's good.
Swedish Chef.
So I guess we can segue into our favorite characters that were Muppets in this movie, so that we can come back.
Ludo.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Pluto.
Ludo.
Yeah. I think we all
I'm
just agree there. It's just it's Pluto.
Yeah.
Did you say Pluto?
What isn't that his name? Pluto?
Ludo.
Oh,
Ludo.
Ludo.
I'm like Pluto, like the
I
dog?
swear they were saying
No,
Pluto
like
the
the
whole
planet.
time.
It's not a planet, Sam.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
R.I.P.
But Tim, did you see the Sarah, albeit annoying as she was, she had a Judge Dredd novel.
Oh, I did not see that. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
she had Judge Dredd. She had like everything, like Robin Hood, like a little stick of Robin Hood.
This movie could have been very different if she had used lines from Judge Dredd.
But David Bowie eventually makes his appearance as Jareth, the Goblin King. But he's not a Goblin King. He doesn't look like a goblin.
No, he's a human that wears...
No, he's not. He's a
not
blood
human?
elf.
Oh, okay.
Or a high elf.
He looks like a human, right? With some crazy hair.
Yeah.
And he's got sparkly clothes. And then when he first arrives in the house, it's like a poof of sparkles.
Right.
I'm like, that's how I want to arrive in every room. Like, that's just like
You just need to bring glitter around?
the
Oh,
entrance
gosh.
that I would like to have.
Boom, glitter! And then just like walk away and be like, the people are gonna be like, why did you release this much glitter?
Yeah, like now
Had to make an
I have
entrance.
To, right? Like, that's so selfish. Now all these people have to clean up a bunch of glitter. Dang it, Jareth. How dare you?
Jareth, what a freaking name.
I love Jareth. I'm going to name my dog
There
Jareth.
you go.
No, we're naming our dogs Bill and Ted.
Yeah, but I just mean like, I just want to be able to correct people. No, his name is Jareth.
Not Jared.
Yeah.
Jareth.
Yeah.
He's a goblin king.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, a goblin king he's not required to be a goblin. He's king of the goblins.
Right.
So he is
Yeah.
the goblin
Shit.
king.
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
All it
Mind
requires
blown.
is wearing very tight pants. And
Yes.
Were those pants or was it a full suit?
no, those were pants. He
Yeah.
he made sure those were a size down from what they should have been.
Yeah.
We had a little show going on every once in a while.
Just a couple times. It was for the ladies.
Those old 80s hair bands and shit. Like
Yes.
They finally get into the Labyrinth world, maze
Yeah.
Labyrinth world thing, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's really far." Like his castle.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks longer than a goddamn 13-hour walk already.
Yeah.
Right?
Like without a freaking maze in between you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl spends like 6 hours just trying to take a right turn.
I know. That was my favorite when she's like, "Don't take it for granted." And then she like just sprints
Right.
and like she made it nowhere. Like, thank goodness for that fuzzy worm that showed
the
up.
dickhead
Right?
worm.
Yeah.
Oh, that way would have taken you all the way straight there. Oh.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have like learned anything and made her
Yeah,
friends
that's
along
true.
the way.
But she would have gone straight
He's
there.
still.
There's a big argument online about if the worm was a good guy or a bad guy.
I personally am on Team Worm because he showed her that she didn't have to keep running straight, which she was gonna keep doing.
Right.
Yeah, but she's a bitch. She wouldn't go in and hang out. Like,
Yeah. What the hell? How do you know
I
that
don't know
his
how
house
sh-
wasn't gonna be a direct?
I don't know. I found that
Yeah.
creepy.
Right.
That to me, just like the hags later on, like the trash hags, was like him trying to distract her and her going in.
oh, they
and-
were.
But well, yeah, them
true.
for sure. But that's the vibes I got from the worm. Like she was gonna go in there and he's gonna like eat her or some shit. Cause she would like shrink
like
down
that.
or something, and then all of a sudden he's probably like
Alice
eat
in
her.
Wonderland style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused by that because he's just like, "Come on in."
Meet
like,
the wife.
And the crack is very tiny.
Yeah.
Like
I
how?
know.
Like he's not telling her how that's gonna work
Mm-hmm.
out. Just it'll be fine. Just run right in, knock yourself out
Yeah.
on the rock.
Did you guys like
And I'll
Hoggle
drag your
though?
body in and eat you.
Hoggle? What did you think of him?
I went back and forth
Yeah.
on Hoggle. I think in the end, like I ended up liking him, but at the beginning, he kind of wasn't very likable.
Right.
No,
It took a while.
He reminded me of Headley Lamar.
Okay.
Headley, because nobody could say his name right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was laughing about that.
Well, I enjoyed that he was like, if you ask the right questions, and then she asked, and then like the door's right there. It's like, did you walk past that
Yeah.
door, or did it just
Exactly.
appear?
No, the doors seem to appear randomly.
That's what I thought.
Or like, yeah, you had to like
Ask
need
for the door.
them.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the room of requirement in Harry Potter, where
Right.
like you need it
No,
and
no,
it shows
no.
up.
Harry Potter is like this.
True. Friggin' J.K. Rowling stealing more shit from who knows where.
But dude, Hoggle, if you know how much he was groaning,
hmm
Yeah.
it was to keep the mouth open so the puppeteer could see.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a good
Yeah.
fact.
Like her eyes were at mouth level. So
All right.
Nice.
that's ridiculous. But I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. But she's like wandering through this forest, like this labyrinth, and she finally just starts making choices.
Yeah.
Like left or right, left or right, left or right. No, you bitch, you got 13 hours.
Right.
Speed it up
You
here.
gotta make decisions. Go fast, like Sonic.
Yeah.
I don't know. She gets to the what door does she get to first? That she like finds herself.
What do you mean?
Is it the doors that tell a truth and one tells a truth
I
and
think
one
that
tells
was
a
the
lie?
next one,
I
right
think
after the
so,
first
yeah.
door, yeah, and the wall.
Yeah, and is that where this comes from? Because that's always like a riddle. That's a thing I've seen in other everything.
What's that?
Other everything. Like one of us tells the truth and one of us tells a lie.
Oh,
Which is it?
I think that's just I don't know, just a thing that people do. I don't know. I don't think it's like a riddle or anything. I don't know. At first I thought she was gonna solve it. She's like, "Oh, I figured it out," and I was like,
Yeah.
"No,
I was
there's no
like,
way. I
damn.
didn't follow any of that." And then she falls down the hole, and I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Was
That
that the
sounds
hand
right.
hole?
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, creepy as shit. The helping hands tunnel. Nope, that's the stuff of nightmares. When they were like making faces and talking to her, I was like,
I loved
I'm
it.
out.
It was cool.
I need to,
Yeah.
I need to
Dude,
see
I thought
that.
the hand puppeting was really cool. Though.
It was cool. So the question is, though, was that the right choice then? Because she didn't die.
True. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Is that how she finds Hoggle?
Yeah,
Hoggle,
she goes
yeah.
into the what did
Hogwarts.
they call it? The U something.
Well,
Ubitroff
Hoggle
or
was at the
something.
beginning, and then she finds him again.
Yeah. She like falls in a hole, and there he
Right.
is.
A euglium or something.
Euglium.
Or something like that.
They made up a word.
Yeah, a hole where you get forgotten about.
It's probably actually a word. It's
And
like German or something.
Yeah, and he was down there. And how'd you like how he just like pulls a door off the bottom of
Dude.
the floor and then puts it on the wall, and now it's a working door.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. So One Piece is a character that has an ability like that later on.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I like it. I was like, that comes in handy.
But freaking Hoggle like opens it one way. Oh, that's not the right way. Then opens it the other way and it works.
Yeah, like the first way's a broom closet, right? And then
Right.
the other way's like, here we go. Like, multi-purpose door. It goes on the floor, gives you a broom closet, it gives you a direct passage to the castle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice.
I'm
And
into it.
Jareth, when he like comes up and appears with all the crystal balls,
Yeah.
that's actually the choreographer's hands because the choreographer's a juggler. So that's actually real.
Nice.
Like
That's cool.
like doing the crazy shit with his hands.
That's cool.
I was like, those look real. Like, and I don't think you can CGI that shit back then.
Yeah.
So I was like, does David Bowie know how to do this?
I mean, they did a little bit though, because later on he like blows them around and stuff, all the balls and stuff. So it's kind of a CGI, but like what they were doing right there, no.
Yeah,
It was all real,
like the
but-
weird ball rolls.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say. Ball rolls.
He was fondling balls.
Ball
yeah,
rolls.
ball fondler. Yeah.
A man who fondles balls.
That's what it said in the credits, right?
Yeah, it is. What would you? Which door would you?
Nice.
You got it.
Sam, would you have been able to solve the mystery though before the helping hands?
The mystery of the door?
Yeah, which
No,
like,
I would have just picked one.
Right.
that's the right answer.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You
That's
just
the
pick
right
one.
answer?
Yeah.
You just pick one and you fall to your death.
There's actually a real answer. I don't remember it though.
Probably not what she picked. Wait, but
What color is my shirt? You
Yeah.
ask it for something that you can see.
oh,
Yeah.
because then yeah. That
Right.
makes
So
sense. See, I'm not a logical person.
it's cool.
I was just like, you know what? I'm picking this one. Here we go. I have 13 hours to rectify it, so it'll be fine.
Right.
Oh, about the 13 hours. Did you find that weird like at the top of the 13th hour?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
It's a thing. It's
Oh.
actually a thing. So in folklore, the 13th hour is a time rift between midnight and 1 a.m. where that's like the most powerful time when demons and goblins and ghouls can make it into the earthly realm.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I've heard of that before. Yeah.
that's not shocking that he's heard this.
He's our resident folklore expert.
I don't know about that, but
Add
No,
that to
yeah.
the list of expertise.
Yeah, cars. Clearly cars from the beginning.
Mm.
I thought it was cool. Like, I didn't know that myself.
that's pretty.
Yeah, I
neat,
didn't know that either. I like it.
Ghouls?
Ghouls.
Sorry. That's just a fun word to say.
It is.
Sam
We
said
found
it
no
once,
ghouls.
so
We
you-
found no goblins. We found no gremlins.
That's because they don't
They
exist.
don't exist. No, we definitely found one.
Nah, we definitely found a few. It's sad that we can quote that show way too much. Go watch Sunny
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
on
great show.
FXX. But do you guys think vampires from Twilight like come from this labyrinth realm? There's sparkles everywhere.
Ooh.
I could see
Good
it.
point.
Fucking Bowie.
Yeah. Bowie is the OG vampire in Twilight.
Yeah.
There we go. We solved the mystery.
Boom, done.
And apparently they learned to change their outfits at one point in time.
Well, yeah. Why not?
Instead of looking like some sort of like 15th century like creepy ass king.
Okay, well, did you guys like speaking of like other interesting things in the maze, so I think they're coming out of the uvula or whatever. The
uvula?
The U-bend. The whatever we're going to say that it is. And
the cave of doom.
Yeah. And they're walking past all those faces on the wall, and the faces are like, turn back.
Right.
You're going the wrong way. And Hoggle's like, why are you telling her this? We're going the right way. And they're like, sorry, we're just doing our job.
The false alarms?
Yeah, the false alarms.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be called, they were originally called phony warnings.
I like false alarms.
I do too.
Yeah.
But that was a funny little scene.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. Well, and this begs the question, like, was this movie supposed to be a kid's movie, do you think?
For the
know.
time, yeah.
Because, like, it kind of... Parts like
saying.
that make me think that it was, and then just some of, like, the Bowie stuff makes me
Earth
think
Girls
that
Are
it
Easy
wasn't.
is PG.
That's true. It was different.
Yeah.
I will say, like, thinking about it in terms of, like, kids' movies, this is probably less scarring than the Dreamland one or whatever we watched.
Yeah!
Hey, now.
I agree. But it kind of gave me those vibes,
Probably.
you know?
Right, yeah.
Nightmareland, lots of craziness going on.
Dude, are you talking them fiery dance? Those little fuckers?
Oh my god, I loved them.
Rolling
Who
it,
took their heads off and their
Yeah.
legs off and their arms
rolling
off?
his eyes
Yeah.
around and shit.
Yeah, he eats his eyes and then they end up back in his
I
eye
wanna
sockets.
learn.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Dude, he pulls his hand off and throws it in the fire. He's like, I got my hand back. And I'm like, oh my god, what is going on?
Yeah.
I looked down for 2 seconds. What
I
are
just
these?
liked how they danced. Like,
Yeah.
it was very iconic. Like, just the way that their
It was
bodies
a very
moved.
puppet dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she had a doll of that in her house.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
We need more puppet movies like this. I don't know. It just felt
Like-
good.
I agree.
They made a new one called Happy Time Murders.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
I found it funny.
I liked it.
It looked entertaining. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
It's a comedy and more like
Raunchy.
action-y. It's not like
It's a
not
raunchy
like
comedy,
this, but
too.
if
Right.
you like some puppets, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But I liked that scene with the red guys
The
because
Fireys.
the Fireys, because they go like they get pissed at her when she throws their heads into the forest, which granted I would be too. Like, how dare you throw my head? But they're basically like, you can only throw your own head. You can't throw my head. And I thought that was
Yeah,
great.
they said, hey lady, it's against the rules to throw someone else's head.
Yeah, like
Give us your head. We got to throw your head.
I wonder
Yeah,
how
I
they came
loved
about
that.
that rule.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
All right, you guys are throwing each other's heads too much. No more of that. Like, did the Goblin King
Stop.
care that much? Like, I'm assuming he makes all the
Jared-
rules.
Jareth is
Yeah.
a kind king.
Apparently.
He just goes around making good rules, making sure people don't throw each other's heads constantly.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can only throw your own
But
from now on.
with that being said, they tried to rip her head off and her arms off
Yeah.
and her legs off.
Yeah.
Which is a little frightening.
Yeah.
That was frightening, but were they going to throw her head before she threw their heads?
Yeah, I think maybe not. Maybe they were just gonna rip it off. Maybe it's
I
allowed
thought
to
it was
rip
weird.
off other people's
Right, yeah.
limbs,
Yeah.
but you can't throw them anywhere because they need
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, that seems logical.
That's probably the most logical.
We need to go bring back Jareth and ask him what he wrote down in the laws. and how that
Yeah, I want a
works
book
exactly.
of Jareth laws.
Yes.
There is a novelization of this movie.
I'm not surprised.
Nice.
Yeah, and apparently Hoggle is a gnome
I thought he was a
in the
dwarf.
book, but in the movie he's a dwarf crossed with a goblin.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because it's not confusing.
Not at all.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because he always calls him, get the dwarf to do it. I feel like dwarf just has a stronger connotation than gnome.
Yeah.
Because when you think of gnome, you think of a lawn gnome.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
Okay.
smaller and cheerful.
Yeah,
Evil.
I was going to say. Did he say evil?
Yeah.
He said evil. Okay.
You never know, man. Those lawn gnomes.
Dude, she gets the poison apple.
Yes.
Peach, poison peach.
Poison Pete, yeah. Mhm.
Like,
The peach of
first off,
forgetting.
he just peach.
That's what he calls it later on.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, drugs are bad, okay?
Right? Like,
Drugs are bad, okay?
That was what I
Like,
thought too.
she's just like tripping so hard that she just forgets everything. But she goes to her room where everything like in her room is in the labyrinth.
Well, that
it felt
wasn't
like.
part of the Peach trip. That the Peach was just like for forget thing, and so he like seduced her in like the dance hall or whatever with all the people, And then she like gets out of that
Oh.
situation, but she still has the peach like made her forget stuff. So she finds like I'm gonna call them hags because they looked like witches or whatever to me. Like
Yeah.
They were just called old hags.
were they really?
Trash hags. Trash
Is
hags.
that actually what they were?
Yeah.
God, I'm good at this game. Anyway, so then yeah, she goes in there, but yeah, everything she like has in her room is a part of this whole place, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
And but they like, I thought it was so funny when they appear though, because they just like appear
Right.
up, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was just so
it's
funny.
very cool.
Like, but is that before or after they get to the stinky realm?
Before.
Before, yeah.
No,
Yeah, so
no.
apparent-
Wait,
Yeah, it's after. It's after. It's
because Ludo helps get across the sticky area, and that's
Yeah.
right after like they run away from the cleaners in the tunnel, right?
yes, the
Yeah.
cleaners in
That
the
make
tunnel
a
lead
mess,
them
but yeah.
to where Ludo just falls out of nowhere. By the way,
Yeah.
Well,
that was confusing. Goblin King did it, but
he was being attacked by those little goblins in that maze.
Yeah.
yeah, and then she saves him. But
Right.
then they're walking through the forest, and he just disappears.
Yeah, there's like a
There's a hole.
Oh,
Another
why did I miss that?
U something, probably.
Yeah,
Hole where you get lost forever.
yeah. In that forgotten.
Yeah.
Then he fights the little dog
Mm-hmm.
rat thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I swear his name is D'Artagnan. But
Would
during
make
that
sense.
scene when
Yeah.
when the bog was farting,
I loved it.
apparently during the royal premiere, like
Mm-hmm.
this straight up had the royal premiere, like with the queen and everything.
Nice.
Prince Charles is the only one who started cracking up, and he like sought them out afterwards, and was like, the funniest scene is the bog.
That's great.
It's great.
I
because-
was rolling.
What do they call it? The bog of eternal stench.
Yeah.
And then it's basically like a farting bog. Like, what's not to love? It's great.
I loved it.
Oh, if she gives you a kiss, then I will make you into a print. Oh, really? Of the eternal bog of stenchiness.
It doesn't
Oh.
wash off, or whatever he said.
It was so ridiculous.
Terrible.
He just skedaddles over across the bridge.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much.
But D'Artagnan, you must I must let you across. May we go across? Sure.
Nobody's actually asked me for permission before, so here you go.
Right.
I really liked that they did that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
It just shows like a different level of thinking. Like they're all like told what to do, and they're just kind of like, okay, and then like, I cannot let you across, and they just go, oh, okay. But then it's like, all you got to do is ask the right thing or say the right thing, and they're like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're good. Like,
You Gucci dog.
NBD.
Yeah.
But, Sam, did you hate the
Uh-uh.
baby, Toby? Because he cried too much?
He did cry a lot. But once he got to the Labyrinth world, he wasn't crying that much, was he?
no, I was
No,
enjoying
because-
himself. Probably had some peaches
Yeah,
or some shit.
So, fun little story.
Mm-hmm.
The child would not cry he thought the puppets
Mhm.
were hilarious.
Aww.
I wrote down, I was like, I bet it was so easy to make him cry.
Mhm.
They had to do it right before his nap. So he had to be like really tired.
Oh my gosh.
Aw. I mean, who wouldn't love those puppets? I'm not
Right.
shocked by that.
Yeah, they were cool.
He wasn't responding. His name was supposed to be Freddie.
Mm.
Okay.
So they had to name him Toby because that's his name.
That's his real name.
He wouldn't respond, like turn his head and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like the small details that you find out about a film that's 30 plus years
Child
old.
actors, I
Yeah.
tell you. They're needy,
I
they're
know.
needy people.
So needy. Another thing I really loved was when Ludo took they took the thing to knock the door
Yeah.
out of the guy's mouth, and I was like, he's like, and then they take it out. Oh, thank you. I've had that in my mouth for centuries.
Yeah. And the other door knocker's like yelling at him, like, don't talk with your mouth full. But like, how is he not supposed to? Like, the ring's in his mouth.
It's so good.
Right?
It's just
Oh
amazing.
my gosh.
It was like, I don't know. The whole movie seems very clever,
Right.
with David Bowie doing
Silly,
weird stuff.
clever stuff going on constantly. Yeah. Entertained the whole
We
time.
need more like that.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, I need that in my life. Just fire dancing demons throwing each other's heads around.
Mhm.
They are like the things in Nightmareland. The
Yeah.
oogie boogie things or
The
whatever.
oogles.
Yeah, the guys that transform
Oomps.
or whatever.
Oomps. The oomps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are like that now that you bring up
Yeah.
Little Nemo.
Yeah.
Man, craziness. I wasn't expecting a battle scene.
I wasn't expecting Ludo to be able to call rocks.
That was fantastic.
Like, what?
It's an
Rocks
earthbender,
are
Sam.
friends.
Yeah, like...
That was just so ridiculous. Hey, call the rocks again. Rocks start attacking the village.
I mean, he's the real MVP of this
He
film.
really is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like, they couldn't have gotten across the bog without him calling the rocks,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rocks running over all the goblins. I mean, it was great.
No, in reality, if she just took the other direction from the worm, wouldn't have even needed that.
Movie over.
Yeah, maybe that's why people think the worm's a bad guy. He would have just, ended
You wouldn't
the
have met
movie.
Ludo.
We wouldn't have met any of these great characters.
You would have met Hoggle.
That's it.
But Hoggle was still a twat.
Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
quite like...
You could tell he was like still afraid of consequences from like the king and stuff, whereas everybody else is kind of like whatever. But...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm already I'm a door. Not much can happen.
Yeah, I feel like most of the population was a door.
Yeah. Well, there was the wizard, the wise man.
Yeah.
With the flamingo
yeah.
hat.
He was cool.
He was
don't.
cool.
His voice sounded so familiar. I looked it up. I did not see
It
anything.
did
I
sound familiar,
recognized.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't look it up.
At the same time, it also lists. So I'm gonna just spoil this. I'm wondering if it listed the flamingo head as well, and that was the voice credited.
Maybe.
Because Frank Oz was listed as that, and he does Yoda.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I didn't look into it hard enough.
How dare
But
you?
I know. That's
It's
my
okay.
job.
Where was the Amazon programming to tell me who it was? It wasn't.
I tried.
For that.
I actually tried that because Tim, said you've spoiled those things for yourself.
Yeah. If you pause it, it'll tell you the names of everybody in the scene.
Except this movie.
Except this one, apparently, yeah.
How rude.
Rude.
But I gotta say, like before, like the whole rock battle scene, D'Artagnan like fighting off 6 other guys.
Mm-hmm.
The switch out with the puppet dog, the real dog and the puppet dog were pretty funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie did not scream. Like, I'm watching it, like, we're like an hour and a half in, hour 20 in, I'm like, okay. And then a battle starts happening. I'm like, the hell? This is like an actual war.
Right.
Yeah, I was expecting more David Bowie being David Bowie for a couple more scenes versus
Right?
them putting a battle scene in, but I'm glad they did.
They had the giant robot version of a goblin.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Write that down. More of
Jot
those.
that down.
But they finally, how did they get the baby back?
What do you mean?
Did they just say, like, I'm trying to remember how she got
She
Toby
took
back.
a leap of faith through the stair maze and then landed.
Yep.
And she
That's
said,
right.
"You have no power over me," or whatever.
At the big boss level.
Yeah.
Because
At the big boss
she
level,
landed
yeah.
in the ruins, and Adam's like, this is a boss level. I've never seen one.
It was.
I will say, this whole movie gave me Dark Souls vibes.
Yeah?
Yeah, like,
So you gonna go back and play that now?
God, I love Dark Souls. Not right now, but eventually when I feel like being angry. Because that's its key draw is if you just like being angry, play Dark Souls.
Yeah. It's not a game that you want to play and be happy.
I mean, it's a blast until you make one simple mistake and then you get destroyed.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of like had a Dark Souls-esque feel to it, just in like the atmosphere and the look of it all. Kind of made me think like it was like an old, because Dark Souls, like there's no people or whatever and blah blah blah. But anyway, I digress. It's just the whole thing.
No, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
you. But the OG script would not have worked well for that.
No.
No, they originally were going to have Sarah punching and kicking Jareth.
Oh my
and him
gosh.
shrinking down into a regular-sized goblin.
no, I'm glad.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I'm glad that's not a
I'm
thing.
glad they
Yeah, I
skipped
was
that.
very happy they cut that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm still not sold on the actual ending scene of the weird party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird, right?
That was really weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the original ending they had was her saying goodbye to, like, Ludo and Hoggle and D'Artagnan
Okay.
through, like, I believe with one of the crystal balls. But then they were like, well, that didn't leave a happy enough tone. So we're going to have a dance party.
Yeah. But then it just is like, what?
I was so confused. And then there was a fiery throwing his head around.
Nice. Classic. Well, but I feel like a lot of this movie was like wood. So the dance party was like, all right, we're having a dance party.
Right.
And Jareth's upset outside as an owl, not an eagle.
Yeah.
He's not cool enough to be an eagle. He has to be an owl.
Anyways, do you think Ludo was a puppet still?
Yeah.
Clearly. He originally weighed 100 pounds.
Holy
Hey, that's a
crap.
big puppet.
Yeah, Jim Henson's like, nope, take it back to the creature shop. We're redoing it. We got to make it lighter. Our people aren't going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
They only got it down to 75 pounds.
Dang.
That's
It
still
was
an
still that
improvement.
heavy. It was. I would take that. But it required 2 operators.
Yeah.
Because of the, like,
Yeah, that makes
just
sense. I
sheer
mean,
size.
yeah, I was gonna say the size, the cumbersome of it.
Dude,
that was
they're
the
so
sentence.
good at puppeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so jealous of that ability.
Again, I just want to say I didn't know that was a job.
Right. like.
It was if
missed
you're
my
like 40
calling.
years ago.
Yeah, that's true. There's still not very much puppets anymore.
Yeah.
Sadness, because you get classics like this.
Cult classics like this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
You gotta word it correctly, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, do you have any more notes?
I have a favorite quote.
Ooh!
It's a silly one though. So she first comes to the labyrinth and she's like standing at the very beginning, like right after she just got there and he gave her the time, and she says, "The labyrinth doesn't look that hard. Well, come on, feet." And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah!
I just found it funny.
Are your feet not attached to you?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that scene as well, like that specific quote, because I was like, the way that it's said, or just like the whole scene of it is just kind of like weird. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
fucking Sarah being Sarah.
Well,
Like,
come on, feet. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
that's just stupid.
But
That's-
do you have any other quotes?
Nope, that was it from me.
All right, I'll get to the cast. It's short this time.
It's short. That's because David Bowie is the whole thing.
No, not at
Jim
all.
Henson is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah is played by Sarah Connolly.
You mean Jennifer Connelly?
I just said Sarah twice. Didn't I?
Yeah.
Sarah is played by Jennifer Connelly. She's in the new Snowpiercer show. She's one of the main characters.
Nice.
Requiem for a Dream, Alita Battle Angel, 9. She's in a lot of stuff, but not much at the same time.
Right.
I feel like she got a good start and just kind of is...
I mean, she's in stuff, and like I like her as an actress. She's not my favorite, but I don't think she's bad at all.
But she always seems like she plays a bad person.
Recently, yeah, I think she has. Like, Alita Battle Angel.
She was
the baddie for a little bit, right?
Yes.
And then maybe she turns good,
kind of.
but she's still...
Does
she ends
one
up in
good
the
task
middle.
make you good?
I don't know. But anywho, yeah, like, I think she was in some chick flicks where she was, like, normal. That's when I first started recognizing her. But obviously she had a career before that because she started when she was young. But then now, yeah, I feel like sometimes she's a baddie and you're like, all right, go for it.
Yeah.
Fire away.
You do you, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Come on, feet.
Come on, feet.
I was just waiting for Adam to stop.
I would just
and
let
he's
her keep
not.
going, you know? But I'll continue on. Jareth,
Jareth!
the Goblin King, is David Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked.
I know, we haven't said that at all. But he's in Zoolander as David Bowie.
Nice.
He's in The Prestige
Really?
as Tesla.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't know
I
that.
did
didn't
not
know
know
that.
that. Yeah.
And he's in The Last Temptation of Christ.
Okay.
Didn't know that was even a movie. But Hoggle is played by Brian Henson, Jim Henson's son.
Nice.
And he did Happy Time Murders. He's in The Muppets. He does like all of his like those things.
The Henson legacy.
Yeah, he's been keeping that up.
That's good.
There's a new show called Ned's
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's like a weird it's like a puppet talk show, Tim.
Interesting.
Yeah, they like bring in random actors.
Yeah, like they had like Paul Shear and whoever plays Louise in Bob's Burger.
Huh.
Kristen Shaw?
Yeah, a lot of people. And like the alien is like a really dope puppet. Like,
Oh my god, do you think these puppets are cool? They've only gotten better.
Yeah, apparently.
They there was an episode of it where they're like, yeah, maybe we should release a podcast. A podcast? I would never do that. But
Who does that?
Right.
who does that?
Goofballs. That too.
And the final person that I have written down as the actors was the Wiseman puppet, like I said, was Frank Oz. He does Fozzie Bear. That's
Nice.
Fozzie, yeah. He's Yoda. He's the Cookie Monster. He's Grover. He's Bert. I read that. I went a little dyslexic.
You're doing great.
I'm gonna leave. I know. And then he's the lawyer in Knives Out.
Oh.
Weirdly enough, I know. The director, shockingly, is Jim Henson. He did Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
The Muppets. He does Ernie, if you didn't know that.
Nice.
The Dark Crystal is another big one.
Yeah.
It's another cult classic.
Maybe, yeah.
And then he is Sam. He actually directed the Muppet Vision 3D
Nice.
at Disney. That was
Nice.
pretty cool. I've got a couple more notes. The
Cool.
budget
Mhm.
was $25 million.
Okay.
The box office was only 12.9.
Oh.
Dang.
That's why it's a cult classic.
Yep.
I know.
That's-
But that still makes me sad.
Right?
I know. For it looks so clean and crisp now.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been crazy back then.
Yeah.
Do we want to say the ratings before or after we say we flip it on?
Before.
All right. So the critics rated this movie a 72%.
Oh.
Yeah, decent. Audience gave it an 86%.
Nice.
IMD with a 7.4 out of 10.
Did you say IMD?
He did.
IMD.
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 Sorry.
B. Give it a 7.4 out of 10. Then Google with a fail of an 88%. Are you going to scream? Do you need the pillow?
I was about
I
to
can get the
scream at
pillow.
Google. I fucking hate Google. How dare they?
How dare you stand where he once stood?
Google doesn't know what the hell it's talking about. Ever.
Okay.
It's just who knows?
Sam, would you
My-
flip it on?
Yeah, I would flip it on. Google. Freaking Google. No, it was great. I have no idea what I watched. At the end of it, I was like, I don't know what I just watched, but I'm here for it.
Right.
The David Bowie being Bowie, I was here for it. The weird movie
Fires.
electric guitar or whatever, I was here for.
The random guitar riffs.
The puppets still look nice and clean, obviously, and they look really cool. And then, yeah, there was just some great, clever stuff that I really liked. So definitely flip it on.
Yeah.
What about you?
Who are you gesturing to? Me or Sam?
I was actually gesturing to both of you. So.
I'll go. I would also flip it on. I have a soft spot for Jim Henson stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty excited. I picked it because I like the puppets. I almost picked the Muppets movie because that's also, but I think that was actually, people went and saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the
I don't
Muppet
know.
Show had been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say flip it on.
Nice.
Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. And there was only little bits of it that I was like, ugh, which was the David Bowie, forced singing parts of it that made it a musical.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking that Tim was going to say no.
But overall, no, I loved it. I thought it was great. Even though, I'm with Sam, what did I just watch? I feel like I
Oh, yeah.
have that happen with a lot of the movies that we're watching, and I usually hate them. But this one, it was for some reason, I loved it. And I think it's just because of all the Muppets and everything. I think they were great, and there was a bunch of really interesting and fun characters, and I just enjoyed, not knowing what was coming next. And I just thought it was in this fashion, it because it's a labyrinth. You're supposed to be kind of mystery, and you don't know the world, and it's not like a movie that is set in a certain way and you're should be predictable, but then they do random weird stuff, and that's what's happening. It comes from that.
Yeah.
So no, flip it on, 100%.
I just want to say that Tim flipped on a musical.
I
I'm so
did,
proud
yeah.
of him.
This is at least his second musical. He flipped on Earth Girls Are Easy as well.
That's not a musical.
Two musicals that he flipped
It
on.
is listed as one. But
Nice.
yeah, we had a lot of fun with this one, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still confused as to what happened. I would also say that if you want to watch a movie that is somewhat unpredictable,
Yes.
flip it on. You're not sure. You think that stuff is happening in one direction, and then you fall down a hole and get caught by
Yeah,
hands.
unpredictable in the right kind of way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not stupid twists.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like Jim Henson, flip it on.
Mm-hmm. If you like David Bowie, flip it on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Jennifer Connelly fan, I guess, flip it on. Frank Oz, flip it on.
If you like tight pants, flip it on.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Podcast.
leather, or sparkles.
Yeah, sparkles.
Ooh, if you like sparkles.
You need
Sparkle,
to flip
sparkle,
it on
sparkle.
for sure.
But if you want the bad guy to win, don't flip it on.
If you want to see someone call rocks and have that win the battle for you, flip it on.
100%, yeah.
If you hate babies crying, do not flip it on.
Yeah, true.
He cries a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And if
Just
you
a
like
bit.
farts, flip it.
Oh, yeah. The sphincter bond.
Oh, gosh.
All right, we carry on to next week.
Yeah.
Sam will be up to bat. I'm going to spin it. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Here we are. And Sam.
What?
Award-winning.
Award-winning. Wow. We
Yeah.
haven't had that in forever.
I was going to say, I'm gonna tell you that there's only been 2 award-winnings.
Yeah.
This is our 3rd.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while since I
Nice.
had award-winning.
Cool.
And throw my head up high.
I need you to sing a David Bowie song.
Under pressure.
Is that a David
I'm
Bowie
really
song?
bad at. Yeah, he is featured on it.
Do.
Right, but that's not like his song, right? He's just featured in it, right?
I can't ever remember.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Bye.
Sorry.
Toodles!